Good morning and welcome to our UU Holton Sunday Service online edition from the Unitarian Parlor in Holton, Maine. It's hard to believe this is already the third Sunday of Advent. We have Nick Foster back with us today to share some holiday music, and we have some more candles to light. So thank you for joining us during this holiday season and spending part of your day right here. And we're lighting the chalice this morning to continue this season and festival of lights through this final month of the year. And we're lighting our Advent wreath this morning. And our first candle was for contemplation. Second candle was for connection, and today, the third Sunday of Advent, it's affirmation. Affirming the divine nature of the Christ child, as in the Nativity scene, shepherds, angels, wise men, animals were all bowing and worshiping and affirming the Christ child. And today we're going to look at how do we affirm the Christ child within each of us. And I've been sharing Christmas ornaments from a Hutchinson Row home Christmas tree decoration collection. And if you remember, we have a pink flamingo here, the Pearly Davidson, and today we have this elf ornament. And if you can zoom in on that, Finn, this is our elf with an attitude. And you're just not quite sure what this guy is up to. Every time I walk by the tree, I look just to see if he's still there. So we're going to put him right here on the altar. Keep an eye on him during today's service. Our prelude this morning, again, is with Nick. It's great to have you back. What's your first number going to be this morning?
First number this morning will be Panis Angelicus by Cesar Franck.
centering silence, just sit where you are and relax. Breathe with me. The title of our service today is Nativity, as we inch closer to the divine events of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. This year we'll be hosting a YouTube Christmas Eve service at 4 p.m. on December 24th. Unfortunately, there will be no potluck this year afterwards, but we will get a chance to share time together on this special night. For opening words, here is a Christmas Eve reading I wrote years ago for the service titled, "The Night is Still." The night is still and the quiet is deep. No disturbance in the hearts of humankind tonight on this long night of Christmastide. The ancient festival begins. Anxieties subside, though they are not far away in the hills of the world. But we will not listen, not tonight. As the light is born, hope is renewed, and we are convinced once again of the holiness of this world. Let the angels sing, Hosanna. This morning, let us light candles, sharing our joys and our concerns during this Advent season. I'm going to shake up our snow globe because we had our first snowfall of 10 plus inches in the Holton area. So I'm not sure if this is a candle of joy exactly, or it was a lot of extra work getting dug out. So this candle you can take either way. And this is a candle. Chuck Yeager passed away this week. He's the man who broke the sound barrier back in 1947. He was 97 years old. And this is a candle also of encouragement as the coronavirus vaccine, the first doses and shots were distributed in England this week. And I'm glad I didn't knock the table over. Anything else, guys, that we want to share for a good week or a bad week? What's going on in our world?
I lost another one of my friends from college this week, so just want to remind everybody to about how this is a hard year for losses and not being able to be together for holidays. So just remind everybody to take a moment to remember everybody around the holidays.
And lighting a silent candle for our prayers this morning, the hopes in our heart, as well as the people we care about who need hope in this season, for health. And let's take just a few moments to create space for our own mental list of people in our lives, family, for our country, for our world, in this last month of the year 2020. And I'll say a prayer in just a moment. The joy or the sorrow of one is shared by all. Let us carry each thought or concern expressed in our heart, and may the light of love and compassion transform suffering into non-suffering and ease the difficulties of this life. We radiate love and the light that we are in these cold and dark days of December. Amen, and blessed be on this day. Well, we have another song now by Nick. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Last Sunday morning, we had our first significant snow of snow season 2021. About 10 inches of heavy snowball-packed snow. It was a Christmas card perfect snowfall, clinging to the trees and covering everything in a fluffy white insulation. A fresh start to a new winter season, burying the remnants of fall as a distant memory. As I was skiing to my mother's house for a visit, the trees along the trail were laden down with snow. The white birch bending under the weight until they touched the snowy ground. Skiing along the edge of these white bending trees, it was as if they were bowing down to me as I passed. Initially, it made me uncomfortable. In the same way, any compliment directed my way creates a conundrum of how to respond. But the long line of trees all bending down to me on my skis was too much to defer. In the pristine, silent white of this falling snow and bowing trees, I had to relent to the moment, to something I had never quite experienced before. Homage to me, just me, as I skied across snow. It was a deeply humbling moment. I truly did not feel I merited such attention, but these trees would not relent. They kept bowing, prostrate to the ground in deep recognition of me. These great white giants dwarfed my diminutive profile as I skied along. One white-hooded 30-foot fir tree hunched forward in my direction as if to nod its approval as I skied by. Our third candle for this Sunday of Advent is Nativity. In the Christian tradition, the nativity scene, or creche, is one of the most recognizable images, yet it has seemingly limitless versions of artistic expressions of the event. As a child, I remember the little plastic nativity scene my sister and I would dig out of a box of Christmas decorations and place it on our 1960s TV console. The basic characters stay the same: shepherds, wise men, angels, sheep, camels, Mary, Joseph, and the Christ child. But there are so many different looks. So this morning, I brought a nativity scene for our service today. It has one of the more impressive stables that you will find. And this nativity even has an elephant. But even with wide variation in style, the basic themes remain the same: of awe, surprise, joy, and for our purposes this morning, affirmation, honor, or worship. There is a lot of bowing going on in a nativity scene, a recognition of the Christ child's arrival in a modest stable in Bethlehem. There are gifts being given, there's respect, affirmation of worth. Which brings me back to the trees as I was skiing last week. Here are a couple of photographs that I took, though I must say they don't capture the experience of actually being there. And zooming in a little closer, this is just one of the lines of trees. This would be heading towards our house. And you can see how they are just bent down low to the ground. And here we're reversing direction, heading back the trail. You can see the ski trail just to the right. And this is again farther along the trail. Just so many trees and so much white. And we're going to zoom in. Remember the tall fir tree I mentioned that was hunched over? There he is, right there. And the last slide is the tree inside our house. Linda and I put up our Christmas tree this week. When you attend a spiritual retreat, they are oftentimes conducted in silence. There's plenty of time for prayer, contemplation, mindfulness practices, work practice, and also lots of bowing. It's interesting, as a retreat goes on, you start to find yourself bowing to everything and everyone. Bowing is a sign of respect and recognition of the divine in that person who's in front of you. Bowing is a relinquishing of our ego self. We practice letting go of our self-importance just for a moment and open ourselves to someone else. During our Advent journey these past few weeks, we have looked at three aspects of Nativity: contemplation, connection, and today, affirmation, honoring someone else and their worth. If the Christ child is being born in us, what would some of those characteristics be? That is a contemplative question. And when we answer it and find those qualities emerging in our own life, what we suddenly discover is an amazing connection to ourself and to everyone around us. To affirm this insight is the work of Christmas. The nativity scene captures all of this. All is holy. All of us are included. Humanity, animals, and all of creation. The attributes of peace, joy, and goodwill are available to all humankind. Nativity is the recognition of the divine Christ child in each of us. It is the contemplative insight and connects us to everything and everyone. It is the affirmation of us all, the great gift of this Christmas season. When I was a child, one of the special events during the holiday season was the Sunday school Christmas program at our local church. The younger children would each say their short Christmas piece on the stage down front under a spotlight. Each Sunday school class would sing a Christmas carol or two, and the older children would put on a nativity play. What I remember most is that everything was larger than life. Of course, when you're 6 or 7 years old, everything is pretty big. The Christmas tree was big, the stage was big, bright colored lights were everywhere, the gift exchange was fun, but the best part was at the end, when everyone, as they left, got the largest red apple I had ever seen. And every year we received a small box of Christmas candy mixed with peanuts, and on the outside of the box was a nativity scene. It had all the classic components that we had mentioned before, and besides that, it had candy inside. It was a portable cardboard nativity scene, and I would carry it around for days until the candy was gone. This year, I'm skiing by larger-than-life white trees bowing down to me as I go. And I'm still skiing by these trees every day this week. I thought it might be over after a couple of days or two, but it is ongoing. I'm even starting to get a little more comfortable with all the bowing. These trees have become snowy companions of mine during this Advent season, and I'm starting to bow to them as well. And I bow to you this morning, and I'm learning to bow to everything these days. Blessings to us all as Advent continues, 1 week closer now to Christmas Day. We travel this journey together. And now, as we extinguish the chalice, may we carry the light with us in this Advent season. May our smile lighten someone's burden. May our generosity benefit someone in need. May our Christmas joy be shared with all. Go in peace today, my friends. for our postlude. We have one more number to close out today's service.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for old lang syne. We too have run about the slopes and picked the daisies fine, but we've wandered many a weary foot since old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet, for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne?
And that brings us to the close of our time together. Thank you all for joining us for today's UU Holton service. Like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Practice kindness, keep your attitude positive, and look out for those who are having a difficult time. Have a good week, everyone. And again, I want to thank Nick for sharing his holiday cheer with us this morning. And again, thanking Fen, our cameraman, for keeping things rolling today. We'll see you all next week. Have a good rest of your day.